What is up, everybody? It is 10X Tuesday. Every Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock Pacific, we are bringing leadership to the mortgage industry. And I always, like when I started this over 15 years ago, the goal was putting on the best sales meeting in the mortgage industry for the week. So, Sean Herrero, you are going to help me put on the best sales meeting in the mortgage industry this week. You ready to go, bro?
I'm excited for that. Absolutely.
So it is December 2nd. If you're watching this on YouTube, 2025, like we're in the fourth quarter. We're like deep into the fourth quarter of 2025. And we know we got another game coming, 2026. So I thought it would be fun to get with Sean and talk about that. So Sean, before we get into the topic, just tell us how the year's unpacking for you, what kind of production you're going to do for the year, kind of the production you did last month. Just kind of give us a rundown.
Yeah. This year for me is a pivotal year, or next year I guess will be a pivotal year. I'm shifting everything I've done to hit a much bigger goal for 2026. I think I'm at about 120 million funded right now. I should hit about 140 by the end of the year, and I think we did about 20 million last month.
Wow. And everyone listen, like, what's your team? How big of a team do you have?
Well, unfortunately, right now it's me and a processor. I parted ways with my LOA, so just me and a processor right now, and it's fine. It's good. It's good pressure. It's out of my comfort zone again, learning what I didn't know I needed to do, but it's been great. Like I'm retooling and figuring out exactly what I need someone to do for me, so I'm more properly aligned.
But guys, just to make a point, that is a very small team to do a whole lot of production. How many units, how many loans per month on average, and how many loans for the year?
Well, I don't know the exact number of units for the year. I try to average 20 units. My goal is 30, but we've been right around 10 to 20 per month, pretty consistently for the last 4 years.
Okay. So, guys, this is mastermind style. If you have questions, if you're in, gosh, we've got almost 100 people on Zoom. I don't know how many people are watching this on Facebook, but if you have questions, bring them in. We're interviewing one of America's most successful loan officers, and then we're brainstorming ideas to win next year. So one more thing before we get into the brainstorm session and start sharing new ideas. What is working best for you this year? Like if there were one, two, no more than three strategies that
Mhm.
have really served you the best this year, what would those be?
This year, I guess the refi strategy I'm using is working really well, helping people save money while they wait for lower rates to come versus waiting for lower rates to come. I don't think lower rates are coming anymore. And yeah, just being an advisor, right? So the refi strategy is I just do the same thing over and over again. My purchase strategy really hasn't changed since 2017. I've done the same thing on every purchase transaction since then. From a tools perspective, kind of embracing what the market is, we're doing a lot of buy before you sell transactions.
Got it. So buy before you sell is a really important strategy this year.
Yeah. It's the way I look at everything. It's emotional, right? People are scared to sell their current home because they're afraid they'll be homeless or they're going to be rushed into picking something they don't want, or they don't want to go rent. So that's the emotional side of it, right? And I think what we all need to be doing is looking at this more emotionally as humans than a numbers game. Um, so that's what it's been. Is okay if this is the fear and the emotion people have, I need to help them get through that.
Okay, cool. And anybody that wants to share in chat, like what has worked best for you this year, ideas, strategies, feel free to share those in chat and I'll call them out in a minute. So before we brainstorm for next year, let's you and I both together unpack how we think the year is going to play out. So I mean, you already said one thing, you're planning for flat interest rates. Like you're not expecting any meaningful difference, at least from a planning perspective, from an interest rate perspective. Is that accurate?
Yes, and I've said this a million times. I don't think interest rates matter. Like we can't make our plan around something no one has any control over. Your plan has to be completely controllable. So yes, that's an accurate statement. I don't care
So,
what rates do
so
next
in
year.
And I want everybody to think and use the analogy that interest rates are weather. If it's wind, so obviously it's rates are going up, the wind is blowing in your face, and it's cold. And if winds are rates are low, the wind is in your back, and it's blue skies and sunny. It's easier to perform. So I mean, they do matter. It's just a question of, do you operate in stormy weather really well, or do you need to have blue skies and nice weather to operate really well? What about this? To me, another key factor is AI. I mean, I think we're moving into a world where consumers are empowered in a way that they've never been empowered with. I'm at least when I look at the data, when you look at Gen Z and millennials, they're more they're using AI more than different demographics. But how do you see AI playing into 2026 and beyond from an AI empowered consumer and an AI powered competitor? Like loan officers are using it. What are your thoughts on that?
So I love AI for, I think it makes me better, right? I have my copyright AI assistant. I have my guideline AI assistant, Perplexity. I use all these different AIs in different ways to help me be more efficient. Is probably the best way to put it. Um, the AIs I don't love are the ones where I can upload a photo of myself and write a script and have AI make a fake Sean. I think in a world where I mean, even if I scroll on Instagram, the videos and photos I see there, they're all AI, and they're not great because it's like I don't want to see fake things. So I think we all need to be using AI to make ourselves better advisors, not to
Your
replace
mic,
ourselves.
your
Is
mic
it
is going in and out, Sean, and someone just commented on that. Just a little, your mic's a little muffled.
How about now?
Oh my God, it's so much better.
All the way back. All right. See, less
Although
technology.
Although you froze, but yeah, okay, you're back and it's
Yeah.
much better. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah,
Sometimes less technology is better.
yeah, no. By the way, guys, that was a really good analogy. Before we even got started, he had the, expensive podcast mic, and we're like, okay, that didn't work. And then he was doing his earphone, and now he's leveraging the speakerphone on his iPhone, which is pretty damn good.
Just
So
simplify. Sometimes more isn't better. Um, but yeah, so what I was saying, in case it was too muffled, is AI needs to be your assistant. AI needs to will enable you to be more efficient. I'm able to do the amount of volume I do because I'm leveraging things that make me more efficient, like on a daily basis. What I will not use AI for is to replace myself. Because if you use AI to replace yourself, you're going to be replaced by AI.
what are your thoughts on AI voice? Just you're seeing like Rocket players where they're using it for warm transfers. Like they're using it at the very, very tip of the spear, not to deliver advice, not to have a compelling, influential conversation, but to like little notification, AI voice
Yeah.
transfers. What are your thoughts?
So we just started doing that. I had my phone blow up yesterday with a 650 prefix, and it kept calling over and over. I'm like, who the hell is this? And I finally answered it, and it was my AI assistant that is basically looking for refinances for me, and then giving the person the ability to schedule an appointment. My initial reaction is, I don't like this. It's fake, but it's working, and if nothing else, it's giving me references to people that I could reach out to proactively. So I think that's great. I just don't want to make a fake Sean do it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's definitely a new touch point in the marketing mix that needs to be experimented with, and it seems to be working. So why not use it? And I do think that's part of the AI powered mortgage professional. Now, one more question around that. So I think that's great, but I think the most important way that a loan officer uses AI is is to deliver advice with price. And I also feel that going into 2026 and beyond, that if you are not a loan officer that's using Mortgage Coach and you're not showing people options and you're not showing people how to build wealth with real estate, like you're in real trouble. Like I think that's like foundational. It's like been a competitive advantage to use Mortgage Coach and deliver advice with price. But I feel like we're moving into an era where it's essential. Like it's a skill that if you were going to be like, how should I use AI? How should I use data? It's to be a better mortgage coach. What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. And I think that's been true for years. What's funny to me, Dave, we were in Tahoe and somebody was asking about Mortgage Coach, and she told me, you said, "Oh, talk to Sean," right? And so we were on the walk and talk with Shayla's group. And I started talking to her, and she's like, "Oh, I don't have time for Mortgage Coach." I'm like, "You can't ask me how I do this much business by myself and then tell me you don't have time for it." Like, if I have the time for it, you do too. The only difference is I took the time to learn it and continue to learn it, which is the same thing we would do with AI, right? If you're not using AI because it's out of your comfort zone or whatever it is, then you're at a disadvantage. If you're not using the tools that are readily available, I think you're at a disadvantage. And I'm fine with that because I plan on, like, I want to do 3x my business next year, regardless of interest rates, regardless of the amount of transactions. That means I have to steal market share. So if I'm going to take market share because other people are still using a fee worksheet or a PDF, I'm totally fine with that.
Right on. All right. We are almost done with the first quarter of this call. We're going to plan as though rates aren't going to play to our favor. It's not like we're playing in the Antarctic and weather is horrible. You know, the weather's fine. Rates, what are you quoting rates right now, in the market? What are rates?
VA loans and FHA loans, I'm in the fives for the most part. Conventional kind of hovering around that 6-ish%. Jumbo about the same. Um, yeah, I'd say some of the non-QM stuff's closer to, higher sixes.
So we're in
Basically what I'm
the
seeing.
low to high sixes with some high fives quotes. So
Mhm.
that's the market. AI empowered consumers here. AI empowered mortgage advisor is here. Um, what are your goals for next year? What kind of production do you want to do?
I want to do 300 units. Well, actually, I guess I need to be closer to 360 units. I want to do 300 million next year. So I
Okay, so you
basically need
really
to
want to,
more
so
than
you want
double,
to
more than double
double
my
production. You're
business.
going to go
More than
from
double it.
140 to 300.
Yep.
So 2x.
Hmm.
And, and guys, if anybody wants to share your goal for next year in chat, please do it. But if you're watching this, if you're, like write down your goal. Like where are you at? Where do you want to go? So that when you are brainstorming strategies to win next year, like you're creating strategies to hit a goal. So let's start. You picked this topic. Like I said, hey, I would love to interview you. I'd love to close out the year with some Sean Herrero celebration and magic. And you picked the title. Like,
Yeah.
what were you thinking there? Why?
I've been obsessed. I mean, anyone who's seen me on these, I'd say in the last 12 months, like I'm obsessed with mindset. And I think the biggest thing missing for people who want to do more, just because you're in mortgage doesn't mean you have to do 100 million, right? Like if you're happy with your number, awesome. Um, but if you want to do more, it's a mindset shift that has to happen. I think we don't use self-reflection or self-awareness enough. And that's really what I'm focusing on. So like my goal is pretty absurd, but what I've noticed is as soon as you set a goal that may feel unrealistic, and we'll talk about what realistic means in a second, but if you set that goal, your brain starts firing and giving you ideas and ways to accomplish those goals, right? The biggest problem with any industry, or I'll just say with humans, is we never clearly define exactly what we want. And so it's really hard for the law of attraction to work, for God to work on giving you what you want if you never say what you want very clearly, right? But once you do, it just starts to happen. And so, my business planning, a lot of what I do is based on like emotional stuff because we are in an emotional industry, right? Like buying a house is a very emotional decision. Selling a house and buying a house is an emotional decision. And the more people we can coach through that, the better. Like we can't just be the numbers, we have to be the guide. And yeah, I'll give you another example. I have a whiteboard in my office, and I used to write every Monday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to get 5 new deals, real deals every single week. And then one day I just wrote out to 10 instead. And the board filled up. Whether I wrote 5 or 10, now I've got 15 and it keeps filling up. right? But I can't do more than 15 by myself a week. Like it's just too much, right? So my job next year is scale. Like I've really taken a lot of pride in being a standalone mortgage advisor that does 100 million year after year after year. And I made that my identity because I said, okay, I want people to look at this and go, well, shoot, if Sean can do it by himself, he just destroyed every excuse I was making of why I need a big team to do the business that I want to do. I have to let go of that now. You know, it's like that Sean like has done his thing and proven it. Now it's time for Sean to scale a bigger business so that he can accomplish the goals he has and be in spots like this and not have to work. You know, like that's really my 2026 goal.
Love that. So are you gonna have to scale your team? Like are
Yeah,
you going
absolutely.
to, and what does that look like?
What I need right now is somebody that kind of like almost like a junior loan officer, I would say, like somebody that understands guidelines, likes the guidelines, knows how to qualify, play with the systems, but isn't super excited about originating, like being out in front of people, or maybe they're just like, you know what, I've tried this over and over, it's not working. I'm really good at manufacturing. I'm not good at the front end of marketing. Because that would free me up to go market more. That's really the only piece I need to add right now is that one person. And maybe that becomes two people at some point, but really, that's I don't need a lot of people to do what I want to do. Um, and the thing that I really do enjoy, well, I shouldn't say enjoy, I'm going through it right now. I'm completely uh responsible for originating loans, building mortgage coach, income asset qualifying, like submitting to processing. Like that's all on my shoulders every single day. But by doing that, I'm learning what part I like and I'm learning what part I don't. Or even if I like it, do I need to do it or can someone do it better than me? And I've just never been the best at scale. I'm really good at, I'm not good at asking for help. I'm just really good at getting what I want by myself, but that's just not sustainable.
Well, let's do this. I want to spend the next 15-ish minutes unpacking your strategies to 2x, go from 100 loans to 300 loans, add a team member. What else you gonna do? And then I want to spend the next, I don't know, third to half of the call, depending on how fast we do this, coaching people, to
Yeah.
like help them get to it. Like Linda Buchanan said, what is Sean's perfect loan process? I think that will help everybody to hear it.
Hmm.
But I don't want to go there because let's close out with that. Also,
Yep.
guys, I put a link to a post I put on LinkedIn yesterday. It was the headline is in the next era of mortgage lending, which to me is the next decade of mortgage lending, both consumers and loan officers will be AI enabled. So first of all, go to that post. Give me a like just to help me with the interwebs and algorithms. But I do want you in your strategic planning going forward is to think about that. Like read that post, vision cast. If the majority, 50% of my consumers are using AI before they talk to me, or they're using AI while they're talking to me, am I prepared to 2x my business? Because I'm pretty sure everybody on this call wants to increase their production. By the way, that's an ask. If you're on this call, put how much do you want to improve over last year? Because that's not private. Do you want to improve 10%, 30%, double, triple? Sean wants to 2x his business. What percentage increase do you want to do? Or do you want to be flat? Like status quo. I want to do what I did this year. So Kristen said double. Jeff said double. So far 2x is winning. Paul said 10x, but yeah, I think he's having fun there. Jason said 2x. Keep it coming, guys. So far, every single person wants to double their business. All right. Oh, we got a 3xer. We got a two and a
Two and a
half X.
half. Two and a
What's
half.
up? What's up, Dad? You run in Huntington Beach, brother? We got a 4xer. We got a 1.5xer. So, I mean, everybody so far wants to do more. Who wants to do less? Is there anyone on this call that's like, I want to take it down a notch? Like, I want to have an easier life. I want to do less loans next year. I want to do half as many loans. Is there anybody that wants to do less? So far, no. Okay, Sean, just rip. What are you going to do to hit your goals? Like what else are you going to do?
I'm not going to add anything. So I'm not going to do more things. I'm just going to do more of the things that work. My business comes from two things: put videos on the internet, I guess three things: videos on the internet, videos by email, and doing one-to-many presentations with real estate agents. Like, I don't need to do anything else. This is part of like the 80/20 process. Like, there's an exercise that I have people go through where you have to really dive deep and reflect on how you got your business, not who, but like get really, really finite in where it actually came from. You just keep going down this path to figure that out. And then you get really, really clear on what your strengths are. And then you stop doing the other things that don't matter. And that just leaves you more time to double down on the things that work. So for me, I need to be more consistent with videos on YouTube, Instagram, my video emails that go out a couple times a week. And then I need to schedule more presentations. That's really all I have to do. And having that clarity makes things, it's easy, right? Like, if I know that I only have to do those couple of things, and then every day I choose not to do them, do I really want to double my business if I'm not going to be disciplined to do the work that I know works? And this is just the emotional kind of struggle we go through, because no one's going to be perfect. I've missed plenty of things that I should have done, and then those things automatically lead to at least, a transaction coming through somehow. So my scale is doing more of those things. To be able to do more of those things, that's why I need to add one more person to my team.
Okay, so more content and more compelling content on social media.
Mhm.
Right now, Instagram is kind of your go-to jam. Are you going
Mhm.
to diversify? Are you gonna, oh, I'm gonna start doing YouTube, I'm gonna start doing Facebook, or you just gonna double down on Insta? What's your strategy there?
So the videos I make for Instagram they're already made. Like, why am I not putting those on TikTok, YouTube Shorts? Like, they're already done. So I should just be posting the same thing everywhere. And I fail at that because Instagram is my go-to. So I just am putting the same content in more places. And then YouTube, I think, is a much bigger focus for me, like a little bit longer form videos with more depth, because that's really where people go to learn, right? If somebody's trying to figure out, like, if I'm trying to figure out how to fix, I don't know, a sink, I'm not going to go to Instagram. I'm going to go to YouTube and watch like an actual plumber do this video. So again, thinking of what you're doing and where you're doing it and why you're doing it is really important. Um, you have to think about where people are at on short form content. Where are they at when they're just doom scrolling? We're not in like the best mind frame at that point. It's just we're bored. Um, Intention is YouTube, in my opinion.
Okay. And I will get to this more in the second half of the call, but I just want to remind everybody when we have an AI empowered consumer, they're using AI, so you need to be creating content that AI is reading and be strategic around that. And we know AI is reading Reddit. So am I saying every loan officer here should, have a Reddit strategy? No. But am I saying you should consider it? Yes. LinkedIn, like as of today, I am doing a weekly, every Tuesday LinkedIn newsletter, and part of why I'm doing that is its leadership and just the distribution to humans. Part of why I'm doing that is because AI reads blogs and content like that, and I want to to build the mortgage coach and first home IQ community and network. I want to be intentional around that. So I just want to remind folks, you need to be creating content for both humans and for AI. Is that going into your content strategy and your one to many on social, creating content with any intention around how it's going to help you show up in when a consumer is using AI in the shopping process? Is that something you're
Yeah.
thinking about?
Yeah, I mean, I just got accredited with the Better Business Bureau because AI is looking for that when saying, so if somebody put who's the best mortgage advisor in California into ChatGPT, um, I'm doing everything I can to show up there, right? And better, I asked once about my hometown, and I go, why didn't you recommend Sean Herrero? And they said, oh, well, these people have this, and this on these sites. So I said, okay, well, if those are the sites that AI is reading, I better be in all those places. So yeah, that's absolutely part of it, but it's building the back end so that you show up on the front end.
Love
Like
that.
doing blogs, having a blog site, and you could have an AI write the blog, because is anybody going to actually read the blogs? No, but the AI is reading the blogs. So you're not writing it for the consumer, you're writing it for the AI. Doesn't, again, I don't think you should fake it, right? You don't just, hey, AI, make me a blog post about home prices in December of 2025, and then copy paste post, and then it's super inauthentic because everyone can tell it, like the people that do read it go, this is ChatGPT. Like then you lose. So I think there's a balance between building trust through AI and losing trust through AI.
Yeah, no, agreed. By the way, Lisa just posted, does Sean talk to every loan applicant on the phone initially to structure their loan, or does his processor do this? I don't understand how he can do 20 deals a month with no LOA and only one processor. Are all of his loan applications handled by AI LOS?
Um, so I talked to every single person multiple times through the transaction. So this kind of answers the other question of the my process. If you want me to kind of kill
Yeah,
two
let's go
birds.
ahead. I mean, we have plenty of time to cover it all, so
Okay.
it does really tee that up.
Yeah, so basically my process is I get a lead by email from a real estate agent. Um, I will set up, I have an auto reply that I'll send. So a templated draft email that has my Calendly. They click the Calendly. We do a 15-minute phone call. I tell them I'm going to send you the loan application after this. I send them an email with the loan app and just some basic instructions. They complete the app. I get a notification that it's been done. I qualify it. Again, I'm doing all this. Review income assets credit within a day of receiving the application. I build out their mortgage coach, and typically I have it to them before 9 a.m. the next morning. And so, yeah, I'm talking to everyone. And then once they receive their mortgage coach, we do a Zoom call. So, hey, congratulations, you're pre-approved. Here's the price point. Click here to view your buyer's guide, which is Mortgage Coach. That's hyperlinked. There's a little bit more instructions. And then we do a Zoom so I can screen share and walk them through everything. And then they're off to the races to go home shopping. And I think that process, just what I just teed up, is it gets people get into contract far faster with those steps just because they're more confident. So again, people say, I don't have time for Mortgage Coach. I don't have time not to. So yeah, that's basically the front end process. But I'm talking to them to review their loan estimate. I'm going through their closing disclosure with them. Time blocking is massively important, right? I think that's where we get lost, is we get lost in distractions and we get lost in our calendar because we're not disciplined to our calendar. So my pre-approvals are done between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. I'm a morning guy. Like I've always been a morning guy. Never spent the night at people's houses. And when I was a little kid, because I'd wake up at 5 a.m. and they'd sleep until 10. I'm just a morning guy. And so if I'm really efficient mentally in the morning and no one's calling to interrupt me, I can do the detailed work in that time frame. And then, 8 a.m. to 5 or whatever else that's for everyone else. That's being reactive, taking calls, going through Mortgage Coach, doing all these other things, getting conditions, like doing all the loan stuff happens during, call it banker's hours. And that's it. So it's like, oh, well, Sean works a lot. It's like, yeah, but you either have time or you have money, right? And so if you have the money to hire a big team, then go hire them. But if you can learn to be really scale and hire more people.
Love it. So, so you create your own mortgage coaches. What does your LOA do? And I get that you don't have one at this moment in time, but you're going to have one again soon, and you had
Mhm.
one to get you where you're at this year. So
Yeah.
describe the
Yeah.
role of your LOA.
So that what I need is kind of what I said earlier, like a junior, somebody that understands guidelines, can set up the file in the processing system for me. Uh, I'll teach them how to make Mortgage Coach. I'll review it before I send it because I have a very specific way of what I want to show people, but that's basically it. Like I need almost like I want to say I need like a junior processor, but to me it's more of a junior loan officer because I want them to really understand the guidelines and, oh, if we tweak it this way, does the income assets credit qualify? Yes, but can they go, oh, this loan program would be better than that loan program? And that's why I think it's a loan officer mentality. So I don't know what to call it, but that's what I need, is somebody to get me out of the weeds so I can just be on the front end presenting again.
Yeah, and guys, when it comes to the mortgage coach, I've interviewed enough loan officers at all levels of success. Even, Jeremy, like he used to create his own mortgage coaches, and he still creates a lot of them, but he's also able to delegate it. We've got loan officers now that are part of our AI pilot, that are actually just putting prompts. Like, here's a demo of what's coming in Mortgage Coach, where literally you can use a prompt, that's just like, hey, it's a refinance. This is the loan amount. This is the rate. Here's what's left on the loan. This is the current PITI. This is the estimated value of the home. Here's the options. Like, it could be an email to your executive assistant or anybody. You could just copy it. And now Mortgage Coach, again, this is coming in January, so not out yet, but in January, you will literally have AI prompts creating Mortgage Coach total cost analysis. Now, one thing I would love to know while this prompt is going, this is the alpha, like it will be happening. It's super fast time. So like, just to break this down, we're taking all of the data that we have on that consumer along with the prompt, then it's blueprinting a strategy, saying, hey, here's the assumptions. Think of it as like prompt engineering. And then boom, AI is configuring the strategy. And by the way, Sean, you can edit those prompts. So like, let's say AI created it, but you want to make an edit to the prompt. You can actually edit the prompts. And then boom, out comes a Mortgage Coach total cost analysis. But I want to know how, if you're a team leader, do you create the Mortgage Coach or does your team do it? And if you are delegating a team and you're using either an email or your, like Keith Collins just sent me in Salesforce, the CRM he uses, he assigns a task and he just has like pretty much an AI prompt. I would love to collect those. So one, let me know what you're doing. Sean, what are your thoughts on that AI
I'm excited.
generated Mortgage Coach TCA?
No, I'm excited to try it. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm excited to try it. I don't know how to explain things till I play with them a little bit, but it looks cool. And again, for me, everything's time. Like if I can have it do what I do, or even if it gives me half the work, right? If it saves me 3 minutes, then that's 3 minutes that I could put somewhere else. So I'm curious to play with it once it comes out.
Cool. Can't wait to have it come out. And then remember, folks, let me know. So Lisa says, so I can do the input discovery call. Yes, that is right. Let's go. Folks, let me know, are you creating the TCA yourself? Are you delegating that to a team member? Then anybody that wants to forward me what it looks like if you're delegating it, just email me, Dave@TrustEngine. I would love to see that. All right. You feel like we broke down the perfect loan process well enough?
No, and I don't think we have enough time to do that. I mean, so from a planning for next year perspective, the number one marketing tool you have is your client experience. And if you haven't taken the time to really analyze what your client experience is from the time you're introduced to them to even after they close, I think that's like the foundation, and you have to start there. It does two things. One, it gives you a discipline that you're committing yourself to. And two, if you believe that what you've put together is the absolute best experience anybody can have, your confidence in marketing and talking about it just grows massively, because anyone who doesn't use you got a worse experience, and that's not good for them. And we need to fix that by marketing more. So I just think that I call it a remarkable client experience. Remarkable meaning people are so excited to talk about us. And I got obsessed with that, I think last year. Like Remarkable was my thing in 2024. And I genuinely feel almost bordering on arrogance that if people don't get a mortgage through me, they got less than and they deserve more. And so whose fault is that? It's mine. I need to market more.
So I want to just park that really quick, and I put it in chat. Your number one marketing tool is your client experience. And let's say it a bunch of different ways. Your number one sales strategy for 2026 is your client experience. Your number one growth strategy is your client experience. By the way, if you don't have a Sean Herrero experience, like he's got an extraordinary experience. And now it's like, how can I scale that experience? Like, oh, I've got these videos that work on Instagram. I need to scale those on multiple channels. What early on you said I had three strategies. One was more videos. What was number two?
It's really two videos and presentations to real estate agents. So one to many's. Yep.
One to many. So how can I get on more stages and through getting on those stages, talk to more people? What's your strategy to 3x that? Like, how are you, if you're going to 3x your volume, you need to 3x either the number of stages you're on, the number of people that listen to you on stage, or your influence, your ability to be on a stage and influence them to do business with you. So what are you doing to do all three of those things?
That's a really good question, and it's interesting because it's not necessarily doing more of them. The follow up is where if I just followed up better after the presentation.
Okay, there you go.
I
You
would
added a fourth
I would
thing, follow
3x.
up.
Yeah, so that again, that's kind of the struggle is okay. Like the most recent one I did, I had 150 agents in the room. Everyone loved it. Somebody that has been on stage at Tom Ferry said that event was one of the top 3 she's ever been to in real estate. I didn't follow up with 150 people as fast as I needed to. I missed the window of opportunity a little bit. I got deals. I'm getting deals from people I've never met outside of that event, but I could have done more if I had a better follow-up plan. So that just became a time block for me. If I do an event on a Wednesday, Thursday is time blocked to follow up with every attendee and set a one-on-one appointment. Like if I just do that part of it, I will do 3x. If I do that part and do more presentations and be on more stages, like that's what I mean. Like I think we overcomplicate things. We can really make our business model pretty simple and get out of the weeds a little bit and just go, okay, if I just do this, then it's impossible to lose is kind of how I see it.
All right. So to me, that was something else. If you're listening to this, I would even put the video on hold if you're watching this on YouTube and break down how many stages were you on last year or this year? What was your estimated audience? And don't like guess it, eyeball it. It's just for you. How many people did you speak to? Influence. When I told someone to start following me on Instagram, how many started following you? If you told someone, hey, here's a QR code and, download this link, like what is your influence? Are like 10% of the people that you are talking to, are they following you and connecting? Is it 5%? Is it 50%? Like how effective are you at influencing people when you're under one to many? And then Sean said, you know what? My number one goal, better follow up. So there's one strategy and there's 4 ways you could improve. So Sean, you really think you could 3x your production, not be on more stages, not having a bigger audience, and not being more effective with how you're influencing, and literally just 3x your follow up and you'll hit your goals?
And the reason I say 3x is in my mind, it's been 100 million every year. Is like I did 100, I did 100, I did 100. So it's like screw 100, I need to get to 300. But to your point, if I'm already right, I think I will get to 140. That's just a 2x. But I think it's also interesting, and I'm just realizing this as we're talking right now. As soon as I shifted my mind from Sean, you always do 100. 100's not good enough. You're capable of more. You should be helping more people. an extra 40 million popped into the scheme of things, right? And it's like, is that it's getting really clear on what you want, and things become very obvious once that clarity is there. It doesn't mean you don't have to work hard, but I mean, I genuinely feel like loans fall out of the sky for me sometimes. And that's just by doing the right thing for the people that I'm here to serve.
Yeah, well, you've got a remarkable customer experience. I think for most people on today's call, like auditing and improving their client experience is probably the biggest way to get to the next level. I do want to remind you guys, we did a call, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, with Jeremy and Todd on business planning. I recommend you check that out. Those two also did a business planning class. We'll share a link to that. I recommend you check that out. Um, Sean, I know you got an event. Do you still have any more people available for your event on January 8th and 9th? Is there still any open seats?
Yeah, I think I've got three or four more spots. A couple people are hovering on it. And that's really so for that event, while we're talking about the remarkable experience, that's what we do the whole second day is build your client experience. And we start at ground zero and work our way all the way through it in the absolute weeds so that everyone leaves with clarity on what they can do. Then you make that process your own, or you whatever you wrote is yours. But every time I've done that event, I've been really nervous that that day is a waste of people's time, because it's like, oh, they probably already have it figured out, they probably don't need this, they probably just need the marketing stuff from day one so that they can do more business. And so I, like, the little negative voice in my head's like, change day two, and day two has been like the most powerful part, so it's like that truly is it. But that, I agree with Dave, if you don't do anything else, get really clear on what that looks like, and then things get a lot easier from there. And just thinking of like Jeremy, and I don't see this as a numbers game. I see it like my business planning approach, and the way I approach my business, I think, is much more like, it's human. It's I don't like the term leads. Like, I want to help people, right? I don't want more leads. I want more people I can help. Um, I want you to think of the emotional side of it, not only for your clients, but for yourself. Your emotions will guide you to whether you're going in the right direction or the wrong direction. So if you feel really bad, if this realtor, this client sucks, try to find less of those realtors and clients. And then, create an avatar of this client was like, filled my heart and soul. I just need to find more of them, right? We don't really do that. We don't pay attention to like how we feel. We just keep playing the numbers game, and I just don't want to do a numbers game for a living. And if you relate to that, try and look at it from a different lens as you plan for next year.
Yeah, no, agreed. Hey, I do want to, I'm going to be helping Sean facilitate the morning of the second day of the event. This will be, I don't know, the fifth time where I've led a sunrise morning walk. And it's not just a sunrise morning walk. I mean, it's an experience where we
It's my favorite
stop.
part.
Yeah, we stop probably 5 times, form a little circle. I ask everybody one question, everyone answers it, and it creates an experience. So Sean, real quick, just give people the rundown. I want to make sure that
Yeah.
you fill that room. And if you're watching the recording of this, there'll be a link down below to sign up for it. So give everybody like a 1 minute commercial and tell them how they can
Yeah.
sign up.
Yeah, so it's the mindset event, because that's what I focus on. I say the market doesn't matter, mortgage rates don't matter, your mindset matters, your market share matters, and your marketing matters. So day one is all marketing. I've seen a lot of people that are really good at closing loans, but they don't know how to get them. And then I've seen people that are really good at getting loans, but don't know how to close them. So the whole event focuses on marketing day one, execution day two. Um, and it's an intense 2 days. Like, we are in it. It's very small. There's never more than 10 people at a time. And that's because I don't want it to be about me. I want it to be about you guys. We may spend 10 minutes on one topic and 3 hours on another. And that's why it has to be so small. Um, it's the most fulfilling thing I've done in my career. Like, going to this event and seeing people leave excited to go to work, changing, everyone closes more loans the next month, which I did not see coming. I didn't think this was like, I don't believe in instant success or like, I think you have to work hard, but the people who worked it saw pretty fast results. The walk and talk with Dave's my favorite part personally. And again, it's not just mortgage tactics, like it's human, emotional, it's depth. My wife is there so people can ask about my home life and like how me working the way I work impacts her and our kids. Like it's very intentional with how it's done. And yeah, it's I can't if I can get more people to come through that, I can get more people to have a better experience in mortgage, even if it's not me doing it myself.
Love it, brother. Well, I'm so grateful for you. Folks, if that resonates for you, we'll put a link in chat. I don't see the link yet. I don't know if you can put it in there, Sean or Paul, or what is the link? And we'll get it in there.
It's just M mindset with no vowels, MNDST.SeanHerrero.com. I don't think I can type it from my phone.
Don't worry about it. Paul, if
Okay.
you could find that, share it live for people.
Or
There's only
there-
4 seats left. You know, there's plenty of information on the website to make a decision. All right, we're in the 4th quarter of this session together. Thank you so much for making time during your family vacation. Okay, we've shared a couple strategies to win. What are some other things that we want to wrap up with? Things that, you know, brainstorm ideas to win in 26. What else do people need to be thinking about?
I think you need to think simple. My favorite quote is Thoreau said, simplify, simplify. And Emerson in response said, one simplify would have sufficed. Clear out whatever's on your plate, right? Get really, really clear on these things, get me to where I want to be. I'm just going to do those way more often. I'm going to have an incredible client experience. The market I choose to work in is this. You're not, that's another thing I hear from people is, oh, well, it's just really hard in my market. Well, then shift markets. I got 4 contracts yesterday in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I live 3,000 miles away. So you're where you sit and live is not the market. You can choose to market from wherever you want. We got to let go of these like preconceived notions of what this business is or was. I mean, shoot, I could work from here for the rest of my life if I wanted to. I just think we have to think bigger and we have to start being, I'll say, unrealistic, because what one person believes is real is very different than another. My wife always tells me that she always says, I'm just being a realist. And I'm like, that's another way of saying being a pessimist. Because if you're being a realist, you're proving to somebody else that what they believe is possible is impossible. And I look at Elon Musk as like the biggest example in my world is, I mean, rockets, self-driving cars, like none of those things are in the realm of possibility for me, but they are for him. And so as you go through your business planning process this month, and I really hope you do, don't just make it numbers, like really dig into the emotional side of it. And I think you'll get much farther faster. Like one of the guys that's coming to the event, he said, I've got 10 years and this is where I want to be. I'm like, 10, let's do it in 5. Let's do it in 3. Why does it have to take 10 years? You know, it doesn't. We can move a lot faster if we want to.
Yeah, and I will tell you, my book of the year is The Science of Scaling. Fantastic book. And there are some lessons in here that mimic exactly what Sean said. Exponential growth, like set bigger goals, think bigger. Mindset is everything. You know, you mentioned that you helped 3 people in, was it Virginia Beach? Was that a coincidence or was there some intention around that? Is there a marketing or sales niche that helped you do that? Like, could you unpack that a
Yeah.
little bit?
Yeah. So one of my best friends is in the SEAL teams on the East Coast. I helped him buy a house. His realtor, ended up working with me, and that realtor what kept saying, "Hey, Sean, I have this other client. They were told they can't do this." And I said, well, I'll get him to apply with me. Oh, it works. Just do this instead, right? Problem solved. And I did that over and over again. And he's like, you're my guy. And I was like, there's got to be somebody that's as good or better than me in this 3,000 mile gap. He's like, Sean, like you've solved every problem that I've brought, you're my guy. And so, and he was in the military as well. So it's just, it was the client is I work in Virginia Beach because I created an incredible or a remarkable client experience. Like that's what I'll attribute it to. And so now it's, well, if I can make his group this happy, I want to own all of Virginia Beach. Like I want to be the guy for Virginia Beach, even though I don't live there. And that,
Time out. Time
yep,
out. I guarantee there's a little more niching. Like you love helping military, you
yeah.
love helping first responders. You have a certain niche of clients that you want to serve. My guess is you want to help everybody in Virginia Beach that meets that avatar and that niche of a perfect client to you. Is that accurate?
I'll say yes. I want to help anyone and everyone that I can, but I know I can't market to everyone. So you're absolutely right. For like every person I'm helping in Virginia Beach are veterans or service members. That's just who I end up helping out there. But it doesn't mean I don't want to help others, right? So I just have to get myself deeper in. But if that's all I do, let's just say I never get a loan from anyone other than a veteran or service member in Virginia Beach, I'm totally fine with that. Like I have zero complaints about that at all because those are my people. So think of it as an avatar, your niche. These are the people that seem to work well with me and appreciate the way I work. So I just need to find more of them. And
Yeah.
that's the
By the way,
marketing side.
Kimberly just posted Virginia Beach. Now I'm competing with Sean Herrero. I really need to level up my game. So, by the way,
Perfect.
Sean is truly one of the best and he's special. But I will tell you, everybody, guys, this is the era we're going into where Sean's going to be able to do more loans. Sean, and it's not just Sean. There's lots of apex mortgage coaches that are delivering advice with price, that are delivering remarkable experiences. And with technology and with AI, they're going to be able to do better. So my push to everyone, like make a list of all the things you need to do. But if you're not delivering a mortgage coach total cost analysis with every consumer, and you're not doing it in a really effective, consistent way, like that should be your number one priority. Like your number one priority coming into the new year. It's no longer just like a good idea for some. It really is a requirement to future proof and market proof yourself as a local referral based mortgage professional. So let's see if I think we've got all the questions answered. We've got links to sign up for Sean's program, links for
Oh,
some of
just
the
real
other.
quick on that. Real quick on that is anyone who's interested in coming, I want to do a Zoom before you sign up because I want to make sure it's a good fit. It's not, I don't think it's for everyone. So you can get me on Instagram at Adventure Lender if you want to just reach out and not go through the link on the site. But doing these pre-event Zooms with everyone's helped me get clarity on what it needs to look like so I can make sure everyone gets what they want out of it.
All right, so make sure you sign up for that. So Sean, I want to get a script out of you. One thing I believe in 2026, and I know you're not a script guy, but trust me, you'll be able to do this. Is that everybody needs to have a first time home buyer niche.
Yeah.
Like you need to rock it with first time home buyers. Like that's just what time it is in America. And at First Home IQ, we're actually coming out with a certification program in Q1. So there'll actually be a several hour First Home IQ certification that's going to teach you both the soft skills and the hard skills of winning with first time home buyers because there are some just emotional IQ ways of inspiring and educating someone to go from I'm renting to like I need to buy now. And then there are some hard skills, like house hacking, uh, helping people with owner occupied units. Like there are just some hard skills to be what I call creative financing. So with that said, let me rephrase, not a script, but give us your talk track. If you had a first time home buyer that was just on the fence, don't know if I should buy right now. Should I keep waiting? Should I buy? Pretend that I'm that first time home buyer and just what would be the questions? What would be the sequencing? How would you help me gain clarity and let's role play that for a couple minutes.
Yeah, so the large majority of my clients are first-time home buyers. I bet it's over 90%. So that's always been my people, right? And the way that I cover that is I have to use MortgageCoach. And I'm a visual learner, so I really do like being face-to-face more. So on the Zoom call, well, I'll back up. If I talk to someone, they said, we're just not sure, think I want to buy, maybe it's in like the next 2 years. I tell everyone they should get pre-approved now, whether it's a for now or a for later plan. You should do it now because the pre-approval will give you clarity and eliminate all the variables and the thoughts in your head of what's possible and what's not. And then when we review your mortgage coach together, we can look at a lot of different options to find your comfort zone, a monthly payment and cash out of pocket. That's my script. I'm going to help you find your comfort zone, a monthly payment and cash out of pocket. That will tell you your ideal price point. What I'll do with first-time buyers is I'll do a rent versus own total cost analysis. And again, this is a psychological thing. When people think about their rent, we think about it monthly, right? My rent is $3,000 a month. They don't annualize it over time the way we do with interest, right? So the compliance requires us to show what the total interest percentage and how much money you're going to spend in interest over the course of 30 years giving up money to the banks. But they don't show what you're giving up to your landlord. So in the TCA, I'll change the short-term analysis to the tax benefit analysis. It'll show how much rent they'll pay in 3 years. And I always do 3 years because we can see what our life is in 3 years. So I'll show them, here's how much you're going to pay in rent. And it's jaw-dropping every time because they're like, I can't believe that's how much I'm going to spend in rent. And human nature doesn't future forecast. We shame ourselves. I can't believe I've wasted $100,000 in rent the last 3 years. Now I'm even more inclined to buy. That's the way it goes most of the time. But, I've had some folks that are in rent controlled buildings and they're paying like nothing and they can't make it make sense. So maybe you should stay in your apartment in San Francisco, but why not buy an investment property out of state? Like you can still be in real estate and not have it be your owner occupied residence. You can be a first time home buyer and buy an investment property as the first home you buy, right? So it's just these deeper conversations through a Zoom with a TCA screen shared that makes all this come together pretty easily.
So just to break down the best practices, you are annualizing rent. You are talking about what homeownership looks like long term, and it's an authentic conversation with a visual representation so that they're not only hearing it, they're seeing it, and you're showing them what homeownership would look like financially for them. And
Yeah, that's
that's
it.
how you create clarity. And remember, guys, like his volume is his volume. Like, did you hear that? 90% of his customers are first-time buyers. He niches with first responders and military, and he's doing extraordinary business with a very small team. Hopefully, everybody got enlightened. You got inspired. I hope if it's a connection for you that you will follow up with Sean on Instagram, get to know him, follow him. If you want to go to his event, you can sign up for it. We gave you a link, but remember, he's going to want to jump on Zoom with you and, make sure it's a good fit for you. Make sure that you're going to add value to the room and make sure that the room is going to be transformational for you. And so check all that out. I hope everybody got a lot of value today. Sean, so grateful for you, brother. Thank
Thank
you
you,
for
dude.
being
Thank you
a
for
first,
having me.
yeah, and thank you for being a First Home IQ ambassador. Like, we are really making a difference in the marketplace. So have a great day, everybody. This is a wrap. See ya.
Bye, everyone.